Welcome back. David here from Unqualified Critics. Arcade1up was at Toy Fair 2020 and they showed NBA Jam, Frogger, Golden Axe, and Pac-Man 40th Anniversary Cabinet among some of their older products. Basically the stuff we saw at CES, but there were some updates. Before we jump in, if you're enjoying the channel, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to Unqualified Critics. We're moving toward 50,000 subscribers and every single one helps. I super appreciate it, and thank you for watching. They're now saying the Golden Axe cabinet, one of the ones I'm most looking forward to, assuming I can find room for a second 4-player cabinet after NBA Jam, because I have to have that and I've got to figure out where these all go. But Golden Axe is now slated for a fall release. We knew it was coming in 2020 and we knew fall was going to be the latest, but it looks like that is indeed coming at the latest possible time. From the looks of it, there is still not a lighted marquee version, but you have to think they're going to offer this once it's finalized, and we know it's a ways out. They'd be crazy not to. And they have restated we do get 5 games here. There were some questions if we got the original Golden Axe or just Revenge of Death Adder, but we are getting both, even though original Golden Axe was not on the kick plate at CES. By the looks of it, the design of these cabinets are not changed from what we saw at CES, except for one key item, a lit up or lighted deck protector. That plexiglass layer that you put over your control panel to protect it, that will light up in the higher tier offerings of cabinets that we buy later this year. Honestly, I thought that was a meme at first. It sounded kind of weird. It just seemed like something somebody might misinterpret a photo, kind of looks like part of it's glowing. But nope, it's real. David from Arcade1up spoke of an iPhone-like strategy with multiple levels of quality we get to pick from when we buy a cabinet, specifically 3 levels, kind of a good, better, best type option. It is not confirmed yet what the top level cabinet will include or even what the other levels will include, but we know we'll have a lighted marquee, a custom riser, I think probably a stool, since that's what we're seeing with the Best Buy and GameStop listings, but now we know also a light up deck protector. The stool thing is a little weird because not everyone who wants the top level offering will also want a stool with it, but there's been some wonkiness with the stools from Arcade1up. I don't know if they've had a hard time selling them on their own or a hard time finding the right price point for them. I think a bundle is good, but it has to be optional. I might want the top level cabinet, but I may not have room for a matching stool, and so I ought to be able to get it without the stool, and I'm curious to see how that shakes out. But back to the lighted deck cover. Is it cool or is it a gimmick? I'm going to wait to see this before judging, since they did not have this on display at Toy Fair and no one has seen it in person, but to be honest, I'm not in love with the idea. I never really liked the light up button mods that some people do or that we saw at the Marvel HSN edition cabinet that came stock with light up buttons. I don't like anything that makes these cabinets look different from the original. I'd rather see Arcade1up continue toward increased fidelity and authenticity to the originals rather than add visual changes and flair like lights where they just never existed in the first place. But who knows, it might look cool and I'm open to that. And if it does look cool, then I'll be all about it. The real question, I think, for me, these top level Arcade1ups, we're going to pay more to get them. We know that. We know there's a $500 price point out there that's going to be targeted. We've already seen it with Frogger, NBA Jam, and Pac-Man 40th. Will they have Sanwa buttons and sticks or other equivalent name brand buttons and sticks, be it HAP, what have you? I kind of doubt it, and I think that that's a mistake. I haven't heard Arcade1up talk about it. The Marvel Limited Edition cabinet, if you remember that, came with all Sanwa controls. I have one. It is incredible. It's one of my favorite cabinets. More of this. It was such a good value at $3.99. It looks fantastic, and there were no gimmicks. It just felt like a legit mini arcade cabinet. And I didn't have to go out and buy controls again when, let's face it, you already pay for it once when you buy the cabinet. If you're not buying it on clearance, paying full price for this, do you really want to have to go out and swap all of your controls after you already paid $500 for the top level offering? I know I do not. Arcade1up, if you're watching this, upgrade the controls for your highest quality cabs, not real feel, not arcade feel, but the real deal name brand controls. I totally understand that your average buyer at Walmart might not care, but the person seeking out the top level cabinet does. Do they care about a lighted marquee? Yes, I think most of them do. Do they care about a light up deck protector? Honestly, I kind of doubt that most people do. Could be wrong, but I doubt it. But you know what I'm real sure of is that they want the highest quality controls they can get for the price. There was an update on pinball. Moving on. We still don't know if this Star Wars art is finalized. At CES, it was stressed that it was not yet finalized, and this looks the same as what we saw there. But you know what? It looks really good. I like the chrome reflective kind of T molding, and the left side panel is all original trilogy artwork. It looks fantastic. But the right side is Disney Star Wars, which I am not a fan of. Maybe some of you are. I don't really like it, and I don't want it on my table. Fortunately, the spot where I would put this in my room, the right side, is basically hidden. I'm just going to have enough of a gap between the table and the wall on the right side for my hands. So actually, I might still be interested in buying this because the left side of it looks so cool. I am still on the fence if I prefer the Star Wars or the Attack from Mars. I'm going to have to wait and see what the final table lineup is, but I'll almost certainly get at least one of them. David from Arcade1up did showcase the haptic feedback, and I have to say it sounded legit. If I didn't know better, I would have believed it was an actual mechanical table that he was demoing. It sounded real. So presumably haptics are confirmed, and a gyroscope to measure tilt was mentioned again too. Now I know all this stuff was mentioned at CES, but it was spoken of very tentatively. They were very clear not to confirm any of this and to remind us it may or may not end up in the final product. But here we see a physical table that incorporates these features, and it is not talked about as a possibility. So it's not yet 100% confirmed, but it's sounding more and more likely that we really are going to get a sweet pinball table. So looking back on Toy Fair, Arcade1up looks to be making some nice progress on their pinball tables. I think they're very much moving in the right direction and have a huge hit on their hands. Lighted deck protectors and different options for buying the Arcade1up cabinets are coming. With an iPhone-like strategy of offering different product levels, can we expect better quality or just kind of gimmicks like stools and light up deck protectors? We're going to find out soon. I'm still waiting on my burger time, but I'm really stoked. There are a lot of good reviews out there you can check out if you're looking for that. But I'm going to certainly post one of my own when I get it. I do have some concerns about a 4-joystick cabinet that really only needed 1 joystick. And I'm just curious how authentic it feels when you play Burger Time rather than the other games, even though the control panel looks different and the joystick placement is not centered. But I'll let you guys know what I think when I get that cabinet. I'll do a detailed review. And I think it's going to look really cool in my game room. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments below what you think of the lighted deck protector. Make sure to hit that like button to help elevate our content beyond the big corporate stuff that we know gets produced and promoted on YouTube. But let me know what you think of Arcade1up's new direction and lighted decks. Cheers, guys, and I'll talk to you real soon.